Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Kings of the South podcast, NFC South podcast. I'm your host, Cory. There's the other host. That's my guy, Mr. Carolina Panther himself, the unofficial spokesman of the Carolina Panthers. TJ
Yes.
right there, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with you, my guy?
What's up, man? How's it going, man? I'm excited. I'm bringing the energy today, and
Hey,
I'm well more prepared for this one.
okay, I'm good, man. I'm ready too, man. I got my Matt Ryan, shirt, the greatest Falcon in Atlanta history. Argue with your mama, don't argue with me. He owed all the records, you know what I'm saying? So
Hey, you can have that.
yeah, man. So this episode is your brainchild, man. You hit me up and said, "Hey, man, we ought to do an episode where we're grading the offseason so far for all four teams, man." And I think that's a brilliant idea. And yeah,
Yep.
we just gonna get into it, man. Who you want to start with?
So let's get into this. Let's attack this from a broader perspective at first, and then we'll delve into each team individually.
Okay.
But I was watching another channel the other day, another YouTuber. He has around 10,000 subscribers, and he made a comment on his video about how he felt the Carolina Panthers have had the best offseason, even better than the Atlanta Falcons thus far. And when he said that, I was like, he's got some valid points. He's got some valid points. And today we're going to delve into this. We're going to debate, guys, because I feel just as strongly about it. The guy that I watch is a Panthers fan as well, and he's a diehard just like me. And I completely agree with him. I love what Atlanta has done. What I think Carolina right now, as of today, I think Carolina has had the best offseason in the NFC South thus far. For me, the trade for the number one pick, I know we gave up DJ Moore, and people might debate, a few weeks ago, they're like, oh, that's a bad trade. You give up your number one receiver. Well, since then, we have replaced him by committee. We've added DJ Chark. We've added Adam Thielen. We got Hayden Hurst in there. We got Miles Sanders. We have brought in weapons to replace DJ Moore's production, but now we're doing it by committee. And I think, come April 27th, that Thursday night when we announce the number one pick, and it's going to be, in my opinion, CJ Stroud, I think that will put the stamp on Carolina's offseason. And I think, in my opinion, it's up for debate, but I think Carolina's had the best offseason between all four teams.
I'm gonna let you finish. Are you done? Is he done? Is he done, guys? Is he done?
I mean, yeah. It's your floor. You
All right.
can take the floor from here, but I will be chiming in afterwards.
Okay. Now, let me say this. I'm about to get on my Stephen A. Smith. Let me just say this. I gotta say it. I think what the Carolina Panthers have done has been exceptional this offseason. I like the move. I like the trade to get the number one pick. All right. Nah, y'all had a very, very strong offseason. I will contest that. Better than ours? It depends on who you ask. I'm not gonna sit here and like boo, it's all contingent on if DJ Shark can stay healthy. And as recent history has shown us, he cannot stay healthy. So I don't know if this is a hot take. I think by week 10 he's gonna be hurt. Will it be long term? I hope not. I hope he stays healthy so he can get that big contract, man. He need brother man need to get paid. Uh
Yeah, he's on the way.
Yeah. I like the moves y'all made. I'm not gonna scoff at it. Is it keeping me up at night? Absolutely not. As we talked about, more often than not, we talked about off camera. I fully expect the Atlanta Falcons to be in not just contending for the NFC South crown. I'm expecting us to possibly win it. That's what I'm expecting. That's my expectation. We've been 7-10 with some of the worst rosters in football by far, with the least cap space. TJ, we was signing people who was grocers at the Walmart, man, who was asking people paper or plastic. That's who we had, man. We were finding people off the street, man. I would I don't some of the people I never even heard of. Timmy Horn, what school did he go to? Do you know? I don't know either, brother.
Just I know what position he
I don't
plays.
know either. And he was in our rotation. He was in our rotation. He was getting very good minutes. And I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like you guys had more of a launch pad on who to get, because you already had some established players on your team. So you didn't have to. It's not so much of an uphill battle as my Atlanta Falcons, because the cupboard was bare. It was bare. Well, it was bare. So we got a little more work to do, but I'm very I'm very confident in this team. I know, like I saw PFF put the wins over under for this year. They put the Saints at 9.5. They gave us both our teams 7.5, which I think is ridiculous. There's no way we're winning. We won 7 games with Marcus Mariota as our starting quarterback. You won 7 games with PJ Walker, Sam Darnold, and that's it.
Baker Mayfield.
I forgot. Shake and bake, baby.
Yeah.
Comeback player of the year. Comeback
Shake
player
and
of the year.
bake, baby.
Yeah. So there's no way. I think both of us will be under. I think this year the NFC South will be the most close contested division race. I know last year it was, but that was because everybody sucked. This year,
Yeah.
I think everyone's getting better. Maybe not the Bucks, but I don't. Their roster is already talented enough.
They
But
already have a good nucleus.
yeah. But we're not even going to discuss them because them and the Saints, I don't think had the best off season. They're not up for debate. They had solid off seasons.
Yeah.
I like that this. I like that the Saints brought in. Maybe I like they brought in Derek Carr. I'm not, the biggest Derek Carr fan, but I feel like he gets unnecessarily criticized. People talk about him like he's not a top 15 quarterback, and I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. He's not top 15 in some eyes. I find it funny that people I know couldn't name 15 other quarterbacks they'd take over him.
You know, can I go in for a second? Can I
Yeah,
go
go
in?
ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm tired of seeing people saying Brock Purdy is a top 10 quarterback. I'm tired of seeing it. Brock Purdy is the third best quarterback on his roster.
Yeah.
He got below average arm strength. The thing that makes him decent is what he got between the ears. He can process. He's smart. He makes smart decisions with the football.
Yep.
But he don't have a better arm than Trey Lance or Sam Darnold. He's not a better athlete than Sam Darnold or Trey Lance.
Yeah. Sam Darnold's an underrated athlete.
Yeah, like I said, Sam Darnold probably going to be a starter this year. But
Until Trey Lance can get healthy.
yeah. But enough of the 49ers, who everyone thinks is the gold standard of team building, but they got 0 Super Bowls to show for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like what the Saints did. I really like that the Bucks, although they didn't make that many splashy moves, I like how they were in a position to lose a significant piece of their defense with Levante David and your boy
Jamel Dean.
Mel Dean, yeah, and they were
Yeah.
able to lock both of them up and keep them there. and also signed Greg Gaines, who I think is going to have a under the radar great year this year.
You got Baker Mayfield.
Like I said, comeback player of the year, man. I know he did y'all greasy, but hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, it's not Baker's fault. It's Ben McAdoo. I told you from jump. I told you.
Ben McAdoo stinks. But I mean, Tampa Bay, if I was to grade them, I'd give it a C plus. I mean, they made some good moves. I'm just not that impressed. I'm not a huge fan of Baker. I never really was. I was open to the idea when he came to Carolina last year just for competition purposes. Because I knew we weren't going to be in a position to make the playoffs and all that. I mean, it was a mirage for a lot of Panthers fans. We all knew it wasn't real.
Yeah.
But now that Tom Brady's gone, I think the division's wide open. I think they did a good job keeping some of their pieces. I didn't really, I mean, I know it was for cap purposes, but trading away Shaq Mason at right guard, I think that's a detriment to their offensive line.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
It's a bold move, and I find it hard to believe that they're going to be able to replace him right away. I mean, he's a very good player. He's still what 28, 29. He's
Yeah,
young.
something like that. Yeah.
Um, NFL guards last a long time. So, but yeah, I'd give the Bucks a C plus. I mean, yeah, kudos to you for keeping some of your key pieces on defense, but overall, you lost Tom Brady, you got rid of Shaq Mason, you cut Leonard Fournette. I don't really see, and then Donovan Smith is gone, right? So left tackle is wide open.
All right. I got some takes I'm about to fire off. They might be controversial.
Yeah, hey, hit it.
I think the Bucks are better off without all those players you just listed. Tom Brady has become a shell of himself. He's been dealing with off the field issues. Everyone knows that he could still play at a high level, but at this point, he's become a detriment to the team with not only his salary cap, but also his influence over the GM and the owner over who to pay, who to keep. Because you remember they got in the cap hell in the first place because Tom Brady went out there and said, "Hey, give all my guys a new contract." They gave Leonard Fournette a new contract. They gave they gave Carlton Davis a new contract. They re-up Mike Evans. They gave more money to Chris Godwin. At what cost?
Yeah. Oh,
Also, Donovan Smith is probably the worst left tackle in all of football. He will not be missed. He will not be missed.
not
Uh,
at all.
yeah. They can and playoff money. God bless him. I love him.
Yeah.
Uh, he was no longer the best back in Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, that's Rashad White. I said that last year.
Yeah, and
They just didn't give him enough playing time. I feel like Leonard Fournette was still getting touches because of Tom Brady.
yeah, but I would give the Saints, not the Saints. Well, we'll get to them in a second. Uh, I would give the Bucks a B minus. Uh, I won't go any higher than that because they didn't make any of the sexy splashy moves because they were cap strong, but
They
they
lost
also
a lot of talent. That's why I give him a C plus. Regardless of how people feel about Tom, Tom's better than Baker. So I'm just, yeah, I'm not even gonna argue that with you. Like that's not even a question.
yeah, I'm not gonna.
Baker's not an upgrade over Tom Brady.
Yeah,
So,
but he is an upgrade over Cal Trask.
you said what?
He is an upgrade over Cal Trask.
I mean, who's not? I mean, come on. No, I mean B minus, C plus. C plus is being generous to me. I just think the amount of talent that they lost with Fournette and Tom Brady and Shaq Mason. As of right now, Sean Murphy Bunting is still not back in Tampa. That's another corner
Oh
that they
no,
lost.
he's in Tennessee now.
That's right. He did sign with Tennessee. So yeah, he's gone. He was a good corner. He was one of their trios.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen with Shaq Barrett. Is he going to come back healthy and ready to play? Is he going to play up to the level he was playing at before he got injured? We'll see. I just think this offense is going to struggle without Tom. They do have good weapons. They probably have the best receiving core in the NFC South right now with Godwin and Mike Evans.
Yeah, and Russell Gage.
And Russell Gage. So we'll see. I just don't like Baker. Not a fan.
He's a little jaded, folks. I don't know if you picked
He's
up
a
on
little jaded.
that.
You know, he played like trash for us, and then he went to LA and played some decent football.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, C plus for me though. I'm sticking to it.
All right. I'm not gonna sway you, brother. Let's get to another division rival, man. Let's go. No, screw that. Let's go my Falcons, man.
Hey,
I tell you what, I'm gonna give us a B plus. It sounds controversial. I'm gonna give us a B plus. We picked up
we go A.
no, I'm not gonna go A because we didn't sign an edge yet. So
You haven't fulfilled your needs.
yeah, I mean we fulfilled them so that we can go best player available, and that's in the draft, and that's probably if we don't sign an edge by April, say 10th, something like that, we're drafting the edge at 8.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which I still think you might. I think you might double dip.
I think so too. Um, I just think I love the moves we made. I love the Jesse Bates signing, of course. I love the David Ayumata signing. I love the Caden Ellis signing. That's going to be under radar. I also love the extension of Chris Lindstrom. I love re-signing Caleb McGarry. Keep continuity on that offensive line. I love the Jonnu Smith trade. I, I
Steal.
like I like the Matt Collins signing. I like that. I really do. I like it a lot. I know, what I'm saying, you scoffed at it when I first, I was like, oh, Matt Collins, baby. You're like, mm, eh.
DJ Shark's better, but yeah.
I, I disagree. I
We'll
disagree.
see.
I
We'll
di-
see.
Ain't
We'll
nothing
see
to
how
see,
the season
brother.
pans out.
Ain't nothing to see. Matt Collins has played every game last year.
He was also playing with Devontae.
I don't mean nothing. He was putting up numbers in Philly too. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. We'll see, brother. You know what I'm saying?
We'll
And
see.
I really like. Well, I don't like it. I'm okay with the Mike Hughes signing. I'm okay with it. Uh, I don't like giving $3.5 million to a nickel corner, but also a nickel corner is very important in today's NFL because you play 75% of your snaps in a nickel. So you need to get somebody who's competent and knows what to do and how to play against the shiftier receivers in the NFL. Because nowadays everyone is lining their number one up at the slot so they can get a better matchup. So I I'll talk myself back into it. I'm okay with it. I like it. But yeah, I'll just call our offseason really, really solid. I won't call it spectacular yet because we don't have an edge. And maybe after the draft, I will go up and say, yeah, this is a home run. But as of right now, I just give it a B plus.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a problem with your grade. I would give him a B plus as well. I think Jesse Bates is a great addition. He was probably arguably the best free agent on the market, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
I think that's a great signing for you guys. It makes your defense way better. Anyamata is a solid player to add to the defensive line. Caden Ellis, I do think is going to be an under the radar signing. Jonnu Smith trade for a 7th-round pick. That's a steal.
Mm-hmm.
And he renegotiated his contract with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Lindstrom getting signed to an extension. Caleb McGarry getting signed was shocking to me. I thought once he hit the market, I thought someone was going to overpay for him.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys actually gained him back for cheaper than what he probably was worth.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe
I
his
think that's a great addition back to your offensive line. I think you guys, if you would have lost him, you probably would have went tackle first round.
Absolutely.
Just because the offensive line position is so important, especially with what you guys like to do, running the ball.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting at number 8 right now. There's room for you guys to trade up if you want to get a guy like a Jalen Carter or Will Anderson. So there's so many possibilities. You could go Bijan, who knows?
Hey, let's go,
Um,
baby. Let's go. Let's go.
I'll give it a B plus. I do think you guys have had a very good offseason thus far. I think there's room for improvement. I'm hoping, and obviously I'm not a Falcons fan, but just from a football perspective, I think I'm hoping you guys go sign an edge, whether it's Leonard Floyd or Ngakwe, who I can't believe is still out there. Um,
There's got to be something going on.
Something's going on with that because he's probably the best pass rusher on the market right now.
Yeah.
He hasn't been signed.
And I feel like he's probably holding firm to what he's asking for. He's not deviating. He said, no, my price is my price.
Right. And I mean, I would like to see you guys fill that hole before the draft so you can go BPA. I don't know. We'll see. I do think you guys are going to continue to build the defense, though. I think you're going to kind of replicate what Carolina's done the last 3 to 4 years and just, getting defensive studs that can really help you stay in games, be competitive, and really help push the balance of power in the NFC South.
Yeah, I would
So,
agree. I feel like this year's NFC South race is going to be a dogfight.
oh yeah, it's gonna be gritty. I have some comments on that at the end, once we wrap this up. But yeah, yeah, it's gonna be fun. And yeah, so B plus for me for the Falcons. I would have gave them an A if they would have got an edge rusher by now. But they didn't. At least trade for one, I thought, but that still
It,
hasn't
it,
happened.
it can still happen, man.
Yeah,
Terry likes to let the market play out. So, these players will realize like, hey, what you're asking for, you're not going to get. This is
right.
as good as an offer as you're going to get. Now, if we manage to land Calais Campbell, oh yeah, this is an A plus.
Yeah, I heard he's supposed to visit you guys this week.
He already did.
Okay.
He visited the Jaguars too last week, and I think this week he's supposed to visit the Jets and some other bum team. I can't remember. And I'm only calling them bums because they're not my Falcons. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I
You're
think the
gonna
Bills.
offend someone in our subscribers.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If you want to listen to the Aaron Rodgers saga, tune into the Pat McAfee show every Wednesday. And,
Yeah.
he'll talk about how he was in the darkness retreat and he ate a bologna sandwich and sitting in the, deprivation chamber and all that. So, yeah. Good luck, New York.
Yeah, good luck. That's a lot of drama to deal with.
Yeah. And for one Super Bowl. But hey, we don't have one. So I guess, maybe, uh, anyway, screw the Jets.
Yeah.
So Saints. Let's get into it.
Saints.
I feel like people has been very harsh on their offseason so far. I'll give them a B, just a flat B as well. I really like my favorite signing by them has to be Jamal Williams, just based off of everything he's going to bring to that team. He's going to bring a sense of urgency. He's going to bring energy. He's going to bring a sense of passion and New Orleans that fans are going to resonate with, and that, to be honest, they haven't had in a long time. They
Mm-hmm.
haven't they haven't had a player, who's willing to lay it all on the line on that team in a good little minute. I know all football players are going to say, "Oh, I risk my body, I do all this and do that for the love of the game," but Jamal Williams walks it like he talks it. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna give it. He's gonna give you everything he got. And I know a lot of people are trying to say, "Oh, yeah, he scored 17 touchdowns, but they were all from the 1 yard line." Not all of them. Not all of them went for the one.
No.
He's a very good back, really good back.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I do understand why people are being hard on them. They did lose how many starters? They lost Shy Tuttle, they lost David Ayumata, they lost Caden Ellis, who was technically a reserve, but towards the end of the year he was starting. Who else did they lose?
Um,
Marcus Davenport. They lost.
Marcus Davenport, that's the one I was thinking of. I knew it was a defensive end.
Yeah, so they lost four.
They also lost Sean Payton.
Oh yeah, well,
They lost him a year ago, but still they had to trade him away because he didn't
yeah,
want to be there anymore.
yeah, and they also still have Dennis Allen as their head coach. So that's a loss in itself. I like him as a defensive coordinator, but
Yeah.
him and the Dennis Allen Pete Carmichael combination, it don't move me. It don't
Yeah.
move me at all. I'm not worried about that offense. I'm very worried about that defense, but also we proved we can move the ball against that defense. Uh, it's just
They're long in the tooth. There's a lot of positions on that team that are older players that, aren't as good as they used to be.
yeah. Uh, and I feel like they're going to get a real good injection of youth on both sides of the football from the draft. And like I said, if they manage to steal a Zay Flowers, if he's still on the board, I'm not going to be a happy camper. It's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be very difficult to defend them.
Oh
Is
yeah, for sure. Be tough.
yeah. I feel like their offensive line could use work, but as you mentioned, they spent a lot of resources on their offensive line. So I think, at that point, like that meme, you got to see it through, my boy.
Yeah.
You got to see
They're
it through.
they're kind of cap strapped. I mean, they've made moves and they've created room. They kick the can every year. We've already said that. Um,
Mhm.
they have the talent on the offensive line. It's just a matter of putting it all together. For me, I've been going back and forth on this. I'm gonna get them a B minus. I was gonna do a B, but the more I think about it, they lost a lot of talent. We don't know what's going to happen with Alvin Kamara. I'm factoring that into my decision, only because with his legal trouble, he potentially could be sitting out 6 games.
Yeah, at the minimum.
Yeah, and for me, that's factoring into my grade because he's a huge part of that offense. And him getting himself into trouble and doing stupid stuff outside of football just really is hurting the team and it's hurting his career.
Yeah.
uh, Especially because he's what, 28 now. he's
Yeah,
he's getting the
he's
older
getting up.
side of a running back.
Yeah, he's getting up there in running back years.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Um,
um and for me too, one thing so that's the negative for me. That's why they're getting a minus for me. The Alvin Kamara thing, I don't really feel like they really added to the defense, really. I mean, losing Davenport, whether people want to admit it or not, is somewhat of a loss. I mean, he's young. He's a very talented edge rusher.
mhm.
Uh, Demario Davis is going to be older by week one, and Cam Jordan.
They
Uh,
still can ball out. They got
he'll still ball out, but
they
I
got the
just
fountain of youth, man.
yeah, but eventually your time is going to run out, just like we always say about Tom Brady, right?
Yeah, all the time. Well,
Other time always wins, no matter what.
hey, he was whooping them for a good little minute, man.
He was. That's the goat though.
Yeah.
Uh, but like I said, I'm factoring the Kamara situation is factored into my grade. Um, Derek Carr, great addition for them considering what they had. They
Mhm.
had Jameis Winston. They still
Hey,
have Jameis
hey, my
Winston.
boy. Hey, eat a W, my boy.
Eat a
W.
W, eat a
Eat a
W.
W, man. My
Eat a
boy.
dub.
Eat
Uh, They re-signed and renegotiated Michael Thomas's contract to a 1-year deal. That's a good move. He can become a free agent after this year. Um, Jamal Williams signing, great addition, cheap deal. And they signed him for 3 years. So
Mhm.
that's your insurance policy for Alvin Kamara. They
Yeah.
also re-signed Juwan Johnson. I think that's an under the radar signing. I like Juwan Johnson. I think he's a playmaker at tight end.
Yeah.
So overall, for me, a B minus. I gave the Bucks a C plus. I can't give the Saints a B just because of the Kamara situation. Now, if I take that out of it, I would give them a B grade. Because overall, the Derek Carr signing, Jamal Williams, Juwan Johnson, those players being put on that roster are good moves. Hopefully Michael Thomas can be healthy this year and have a good season for his sake. I think this might be his last opportunity to kind of set his career back on the right path. But yeah, B minus for me for the Saints.
Yeah. Yeah, your concerns are real. I don't see a way that Kamara does not get suspended after seeing the video. Uh,
Yeah.
I will say this: we don't know what transpired leading up to that video. That's always the thing people need to take into account. We don't know what this man said or done to him to make him
Yep.
react in that manner. So I feel like until everything is out, we should just be mindful of that. But also, you are the face of a franchise. You are an ambassador of the NFL. You can't behave in that manner. You can't lose your cool. You're a professional athlete. You can't go around doing what you did to that guy. Uh,
Yep.
Especially, the only thing open that late are, something blank and jail. So uh he found that out. I hope he learned from this. I hope this is, just a blimp in his otherwise unblemished career, because he has never really gotten in trouble. And since he's been in the league, he's been a model citizen. I'm not gonna hold it against him. He still is a dynamic playmaker, on the field, and I'm not gonna think any less of him, for his conduct off the field. I think this is just a one-time thing, but he also needs to be held accountable for his actions.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I really like Alvin Kamara. Hopefully he gets his legal situation handled and you know, we'll see what kind of suspension he gets and kind of go from there. But I think overall it's going to hurt the team because he arguably is the best player on that team. Um,
Yeah, but to be fair, they wasn't using them properly last year anyway. Man, it was just hey, 1st and 10, we're gonna run Kamara up the gut for 2 yards, and then the second play we're gonna give it to him again up the gut for 1 yard.
but was that a reflection of the quarterback though?
No,
I
I
mean, I
think
understand the play calling. I'm just saying from the standpoint that your quarterback position was not that strong. I think Derek Carr is an upgrade over Jameis Winston, and Andy Dalton. But I don't know. I'm not in that locker room or in that front office, so I don't know if that was a factor into their decision making on how they used him.
uh, I
I'll be curious to see what they do this year with Jamal Williams. I think Jamal Williams has the ability to be a threat in the passing game. Not to the same level as Kamara, but he
but
can fill in.
yeah, I mean, people got to remember, like before he played in Detroit, he was in Green Bay catching. He was their third down back primarily. He was catching balls out the backfield. Aaron Rodgers was looking to him. Uh,
Yep.
so yeah, if everything goes fine for them, they should be in decent shape. Um, Last team, man, your Carolina Panthers. And before I let you loose, I'm gonna give my grade.
Go ahead.
I wanted to give you a B+, but I'm also taking into account your off-season acquisitions of your coaching staff. So for that, I'm gonna give you A. David Tepper said, "You know what? I'm sick of being cheap and
Yep.
hiring these, has-beens who done certain things in the NFL, but not really. I'm tired of giving, college wonder boys, jobs. Uh, you know, he said, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and I'm gonna assemble the Avengers of a coaching staff.
Mhm.
You got Frank Reich, you got Thomas Brown, you got Ajara Evero, you got Josh McCown as your quarterback coach. Like, you hire some people in the front office, former player Adrian Wilson, you know, uh, So yeah, I can't hate on your off season. Y'all had an outstanding off season. Probably the best off season you guys have ever had, ever,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
including drafting Cam Newton.
Yep.
This is way better. Um, you yeah, like you said, you traded DJ Moore, but you went ahead and if you can't get one DJ Moore, we can get two players that can simulate the type of production that he had, and that's what you did. Is there still holes on the team? Absolutely, but
Oh yeah.
you put yourself in a position to uh, go BPA in the draft. Like you could use another edge, but hey, there's going to be edges to be had in the third, fourth, fifth round. So, yeah, I think y'all are in good shape, man.
Yeah.
I will say, just just my feelings on it. Hayden Hurst, he can be hit or miss.
Yeah.
He can be, like, wow, this is a top 10 tight end. And then you like, man, how this man then fumbled 3 times in a row. Like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
So yeah, you run that risk. But I know a lot of people were like really upset with not retaining Steve Wilkes. But as always, it turns out that these front office guys and these owners are smarter than us. So it's working out quite fine for the Atlanta. Not oh God, for the Carolina Panthers.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, brother.
Whoa, buddy.
Hey, hey. Floor is yours, my friend. Floor is yours.
So I'm surprised. I did not expect you to give us an A.
I mean, I'm
Uh,
not gonna hate, man. I'm not blind, brother. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
You
well,
made some solid
there's
moves.
fans out there who are Carolina fans that are blind.
Yeah,
Uh,
you got to remember, some fans are stupid, man. So
yeah.
not our fans though. Our fans are smart because they're watching, the Kings of the South podcast,
People in
man.
those circles are not so bright.
Yeah,
For me, I'm giving them an A as well. I'm not going to go A plus. I feel like that's a ridiculous overreaction as a Panthers fan. We haven't finished building yet. We haven't let Scott and Frank and David Tepper. We haven't let them finish cooking yet. Um, I give them an A grade. I know we gave away DJ Moore to move up to number one, but I'll tell you what, and I'm gonna stand on this. I think it was worth it. There is no price too big to go
none,
get the quarterback.
none
We need a franchise quarterback. We have not had one since Cam Newton.
since Cameron Everett. I don't know if that's his middle name. I just made it up.
Cameron Jarrell Newton.
Jarrell, my boy.
So yeah, for me, it's an A grade. I love that you brought up the fact about the coaching hires. I think we have the best coaching staff, top to bottom, in the NFC South.
On paper, on paper. Let's throw that out there. On paper, we don't know how they're gonna perform yet. On paper, I will agree with that.
Our staff has a combined 10 Super Bowls.
Hey, that don't mean nothing to me.
It means everything to me.
Yeah.
Experience and leadership. I've been there, done that. That's what it tells me.
Hey,
Um, but overall, also too, something that you didn't bring up and some fans aren't talking about is how great Scott and this front office have orchestrated and revitalized our cap, our salary cap. We have as much cap as you guys right now, and we're not done.
yeah.
I mean, we've been tied to Leonard Floyd, we've been tied to Ngakwe. Uh, there's guys out there like Rock Sin at
Mm-hmm.
corner. We could use another corner. Um, I really am impressed with the way we've finagled the cap. Yes, we've kicked the can, but we had over 120 million for next season's salary cap, next offseason. Now we're down to like around 90
Mm-hmm.
with all the signings we've made and the adjustments to contracts. I'm excited for the future. I think everything they've done this offseason, I said to you earlier, this is the best offseason I've ever seen as a Panthers fan. Ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's giving people hope, and hope
Yes.
in Carolina, as we both
That's all
live
I
in North
want.
Carolina. We both live in North
I
Carolina,
want.
so we know. Uh,
Because I mean, and I don't mean to cut you off, but the last 5 years,
exactly. Been devoid
I've
of hope.
never had any hope, any ounce of hope. And now, finally,
Mhm.
as a Panthers fan, this is the most excited I've been. I talked to one of my buddies the other day at work, and he said he actually wants to go to a game this year,
Mhm.
and he hasn't been to a game in a couple years.
This ain't the buddy who said that Elijah Vera Tucker is better than Christian.
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no,
yeah,
no. We're not talking about
yeah,
that one. But I mean, honestly, it's the best offseason I've ever seen as a Panthers fan. I mean, top to bottom, between the free agent signings, the trade up to number one, the coaching staff that we've put together, this is all set up to put that number one pick on the roster week one and compete for the NFC South. I'm not talking Super Bowl. I'm not
no,
getting crazy.
yeah,
I'm just saying this year, Carolina can be a competitive contender for the NFC South title, hands down.
yeah,
The only thing that's going to hold us back is if we don't put it all together.
yeah.
The
Uh,
pieces are there. The pieces are there. I don't want to hear any excuses from fans saying, "Oh, well, we don't have a receiver." You have Adam Thielen. I know people don't want to talk about it because he's 32, but he had a great year last year. Not elite, but he's been very consistent for the last 5 years. Even last year, which was a down year, he still had over 700 yards receiving.
mm,
I'm looking at DJ Chark's stats right now. DJ Chark in Detroit last year had 30 catches for 502 yards and 3 touchdowns playing with Jared Goff. Okay. Now, yeah, they had St. Brown. They had Jamison Williams, but Jamison Williams didn't show up until the end of the season.
yeah,
DJ Chark is talented enough to be a valuable asset to that receiving core.
yeah,
Terrace Marshall finished good. He finished strong at the end of last year. Laviska Shenault showed that he can be a playmaker. He can make big plays when he needs to. Did he do it consistently? No. But that's the aspect of this where Adam Thielen coming in. Adam Thielen brings that leadership to the locker room, to that receiving core. First, I love the Miles Sanders signing. I was shocked when it happened. Everything's there. If we can just put that quarterback in there and start him week one with this staff, I think we can win the NFC South. And, when we make that pick April 27th, that's when your window starts for you to get a Lombardi. You have 5 years
yeah.
with that quarterback.
With that rookie contract.
Yeah, it. People underestimate how valuable it is to have a quarterback on a rookie deal. It's very important, and I love everything we've done. The coaching staff, the finagling of the cap space. We have over $26 million in cap right now. We're not done, guys. So, hold on to your hats because it's still a ride that we're on, and we have all the way until April 27th. And
Well,
Carolina could still sign two more players before then
yeah,
for key positions.
yeah, I also say it won't even be over then, because you got to remember, in training camp there's going to be a lot of veterans that get cut, so there's going to be a lot of key contributors who can be picked up for affordable deals. Like last year, La'el Collins got cut.
Yep.
Now, did it work out in Cincinnati? Yes and no. I don't think he was terrible in Cincinnati. I don't know why that narrative exists. They were like, oh, he hasn't been good, and oh, we signed Orlando Brown. We're gonna move Jonah Williams to the right side. No, La'el Collins was a good right tackle. Was he the best? Absolutely not. But he wasn't a detriment. But I say that to say there's still going to be some movement. It may slow down now in free agency, but between now and the draft, and even after the draft, once training camp hits, There can still be a lot of turnover, man. Like you said, your team has a lot of cap. We're gonna have a lot of cap next year. There's not a lot of players on the contract for both of our teams.
Hmm.
So for both teams, I feel um, if you want to claim the NFC South, now's the time.
Yep.
You need to do it now. And while I respect the fact that my Falcons are going to give Desmond Ritter a chance to see what he can do, part of me also, wants to, because it's an arms race right now, and right now you guys got the lead. So I know what's coming. A lot of fans don't. They want to deny it. They don't want. They don't. They like they got the blinders on. Like, oh, Carolina is still. It's just Carolina. No, I know what's coming. I
Yeah.
know. I've seen the pieces being assembled. I know what that defense can be when at their best. And now they got arguably one of the best defensive minds in football right now. So I know what's coming. We need to step it up before we need to get with it before we get lost. Is
Hmm.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I really think you have to be aggressive. You need to go get your guy. And if you guys are unsure about Desmond Ritter, you know, trade up. Go get an Anthony Richardson or a Will Levis.
no
I,
Levis, no Levis. We're not doing that. That's a swear
it's
word here. We're not doing that.
I mean, and even Lamar though, like, we've talked about that too. And we're not going to get into that, but I'm just saying,
No,
if you're unsure about Desmond Ritter, go get your guy, whoever that is.
yeah,
Um, Carolina did that. We moved all the way up from 9-1, and we kept the 39th pick, which I didn't even bring that up earlier.
yeah,
But now we're in a position at pick 39 in the second round where Carolina can go BPA. We can take a receiver, we can take a tight end, we can take an edge rusher, we can take a corner. We can go best player available in the second round because of the fact that we've signed DJ Chark, Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders, Hayden Hurst. We've brought
Sky
in
Tuttle, Von Bell.
Bell,
Mm-hmm.
Shy Tuttle.
Yeah,
And we're not done. We need linebackers as well. That's something people aren't talking about. We need linebacker help. I
yeah,
seen Bobby Wagner sign with Seattle, so he's off the,
yeah.
but he was also wanting a lot of money and he's older.
He only
Um,
got a 7 million. He only got 7 million. Y'all could have gave him that.
yeah, but I
Uh,
think we need a long-term answer at linebacker as well. That's my main concern about it. I love Frankie Louvu and Shaq Thompson, but you need more than just those guys.
yeah, linebacker who can cover. I like Shaq Thompson, but Frankie Louvu in coverage is not a good place to be.
No.
um, but one more thing on the Ritter subject before we wrap up. Like you said, if you're not sure about your guy, go get him.
Hmm.
That's the thing. I think they are sure about him. I think they're like, we feel comfortable enough to give him one more year. Uh, and I don't know. I think it's the fan in me that's being anxious. I don't like
It's
not
the
knowing.
unknown.
Yeah, I hate the unknown. I want to know what it is. I want to know. Like
Yep.
like when my wife said, "Oh, hey, I got you something," or say, "Hey, we need to talk. We need to talk later." No, we're not talking later. We're gonna talk now because I need to know. I need to know. So I think it's a little bit of that, man. I feel like Desmond Ritter has all the tools to succeed. He's a big, tall quarterback. He's mobile. He got good size to him. He got a better than average arm. His
Mhm.
mental processing is upper echelon. He knows where he's going with the ball in his pre-snap read. He knows what coverage it is. He is unflappable. As long as he get his nerves down in the beginning, he get the jitters out. If Arthur Smith can bring him a sense of calm with his play calling, I feel like the offense can take off. My Atlanta Falcons is going to go as far as Desmond Ritter will take us, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
what the
agree.
Saints do. Honestly, that's what the whole NFC South. We're going to go as far as our quarterbacks take us this year.
Yeah. And right now, the Saints have the best quarterback in the division,
Yeah,
arguably,
yeah.
until April 27th.
Yeah. Talk. You popping your stuff right now. You know
I'm
what
popping my stuff right now. Tipping my cap.
Hey,
My cap,
I
my,
hear you, man.
my
You
friends.
know what I'm saying? You the bell of the ball right now, so you get
We
to
are, man. This is the most we've been talked about in years, and it's nice. It's refreshing.
yeah,
We're all over ESPN, First Take, and all that, and NFL Network, and all over all these mock drafts because we have the number one pick, and
yeah,
that's great.
yeah,
But the question's going to be, who do we take, and is that the person that turns out to be our next franchise quarterback?
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't miss on this because if you mess this up, your career is over.
yeah.
Frank
Well,
Reich, Scott Fitterer, don't mess this up.
well, if it's Frank's decision, it's gonna be CJ Stroud. If it's Bryce
Our
Young,
knowledge, from everything
yeah,
I've heard, yes, all the insiders I've read about and heard from, they're saying C.J. Stroud's the guy for Frank Reich, but for David Tepper and
yeah,
Nicole Tepper, it's Bryce Young.
yeah. That's the thing. Like, I'm not even gonna go by like the insider. I'm just going off of what I saw. If you watch both pro days,
Oh yeah,
I mean, get you somebody who looks at you the way Frank Wright looks at CJ Stroud. I mean, he was just,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
He was
but
enamored with CJ, and then I don't know if you heard what Josh McCown said. He was
yeah,
recording
hey,
talking about, well, when you live in Charlotte, we can play some basketball
hey,
together.
hey, CJ Stroud got a house on, he got a property, right now. He is in it's off the market, man. He's closing on it. It's coming.
Yeah,
But I will say David Tepper wife loves her some Bryce Young.
he was hugging all over him. I'm not even gonna get into that, but dang,
She loves her some Bryce Young.
now I could be wrong, but I didn't see any footage of her hugging CJ
Hugging
Stroud at his
anybody.
pro day.
No. I feel like we talked about, I feel like Young is the Tepper's guy and Stroud is Frank Reich's guy. And it's going to be a power struggle on who are they going to go with.
I
Um,
think I think Scott Fitterer is going to be the tiebreaker.
I think, is because Scott Fitterer also was the one who convinced Tepper to trade for Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. And neither of those have worked out. Uh,
Was it him though?
it had to be him, man. It
Matt
had to.
Rule, you keep on forgetting Matt Rule had way more power than you want to admit.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. Tepper has been doing it everybody else's way instead of his way, and he's like, I know what I'm doing. I made buku billions of dollars doing it my way, so this is what I'm gonna do. It's gonna work. And can you blame him at that point? Could you really blame him?
I mean, I've already told you, if we take Bryce, I'm not gonna be upset.
Yeah. Either
I
way.
love I love Bryce Young. I think he's great. I think he's just as good as CJ Stroud. It's just,
Mm,
what's your cup of tea?
yeah.
Do you want a 6'3" quarterback or a 5'10" quarterback? That's really what it comes down to for me. I don't give a crap what other people have to say about it. I think both quarterbacks are great. I think both of them are going to be franchise game-changing quarterbacks.
Mm. I don't even know why we're discussing this for, because everyone knows Bryce Young is going 19 to the Bucks. So
If you've seen our mock draft, yeah. Gee,
he's going 19 to the Bucks.
goodness gracious.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap this up. I believe the floor is yours, brother. I believe you said you got something else you want to, lay into about a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It look like you got some frustration on your heart there, brother. You need to let off. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to be, hostile to other fan bases,
Be hostile, brother. Go, go, go. You need
but
the energy. I'm the ultimate rah-rah guy. I like the smoke. I need all of it. Let's go.
I get tired of hearing about the Saints all the time,
Uh-huh.
right? I kept on hearing Atlanta has all this cap space and this and that, and Atlanta's done great,
Mhm.
but people keep on sleeping on Carolina, man. And I keep on telling people, we already had the pieces in place. We just need a quarterback, and we need a coaching staff that's competent and can coach football the way it needs to be coached in the NFL.
Looking at
I
you,
think
Matt
we have
Rule.
all that. Yeah, yeah. I think we have that. whether it's Stroud or whether it's Bryce, I don't care. I'll take either one. I think they're both great. And we're gonna show out. I'm tired of people criticizing and being negative and saying this and that about Carolina's moves. Guys, get over the fact that DJ Moore's gone. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Move on.
You know.
There's no price too tall to go get your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
And I keep on saying that. I'm gonna keep on saying it until draft day. We're gonna look back on this trade, and even if hypothetically the trade bites us in the butt, it is what it is, man.
It's
You
worth
got
the
to take
shot.
that risk.
It's worth the
You
shot.
got to take that risk.
And also, I don't know why people think, like DJ. I like DJ Moore. I don't know why people are acting like he was untouchable. Tyreek Hill got traded in his prime.
Devontae Adams
got traded in his prime. Like Julio Jones got traded. Like
Odell Beckham.
These are some of the all-time greats. And you think they're not going to trade up to number one because DJ Moore is in the deal? Are you kidding me, guys? Yeah. Are you kidding me? And I get it. I'm just like you. I don't like the unknown. I get it. I hate not knowing how something is going to play out. That's my personality. I need all the steps before I make a decision. I need to know all the possible outcomes.
Yep.
But that's not how it works in the NFL, guys.
Yeah.
You're not going to know. Even after the draft, even these offseason grades, it's probably premature to give the grades. We're just giving our opinions on it right now. It's too early to tell. Great Gaines can be defensive player of the year. Who knows? Baker Mayfield, he will be the comeback player of the year. You can book that. In my Stephen A. voice, you can book that. Yeah.
I mean, that's all I got, man. I just wanted to clear the air because I'm tired of hearing about Saints and Falcons and we ain't getting the respect we deserve. And then you got some Panthers fans who are being negative Nancy's and complaining and saying we gave up too much and this and that. And let's just live in the moment, man. Let's be happy that we're active, we're relevant, we're being talked about across every network. Like, you can't be mad when you don't make a move, but then when you do make a move and you give up someone you like, well, that was stupid. Y'all complained for the last 5 years about us not being active and making moves and trying to get our franchise quarterback. Well, now we are. Yeah. And let's do it. Let's enjoy it. Let's have fun with it.
Yeah. No, guys, I don't know if you knew this, but no one is off limits when it comes to trading for a quarterback.
We traded away Christian McCaffrey.
No one is off limits. Like,
my favorite in the last handful of drafts, one of my favorite Panthers of all time, Christian McCaffrey. I love McCaffrey.
I guarantee you right now, if the Chargers were to propose a trade for Justin Herbert to be traded, like, teams will come off their star players. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, we'll give you Myles Garrett. Oh yeah, we'll give you Aaron Donald. Who else you want? Yeah, we'll give
want Kyle Pitts. Here you go.
Yeah, we'll give you that.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, we'll give you that. So calm down. You're gonna get a quarterback. Celebrate. The only way you'd be mad if it's Will Levis. But we'll table that conversation for another episode.
Another episode down the road that will probably never make this podcast.
Oh, it'll make the podcast. I'm gonna make sure of that. You got anything else to tell people before we get up out of here, man?
Hey man, just like we've been saying, please like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm, it helps us, and it just makes us feel good, man, to know that people are watching our videos and supporting us. So that's all I want. Just like and subscribe. You don't have to watch the whole podcast. You can listen to us on Spotify or Apple.
Yeah, or wherever you get your podcast from. We're on Google, we're on Amazon, we're on everywhere, man. Everywhere.
We everywhere. Yeah. Just and go to our social medias. We have Instagram, we have Twitter. So just all the support and love that we can receive from everyone is greatly appreciated. And we're just trying to grow this, and we enjoy doing this for fun, and we just want to keep on investing our spare time into it to collaborate and talk about the thing we're most passionate about. So
Oh yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. I'm just gonna reiterate. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. Keep boosting them views up, keep boosting them likes and subscribes, and tell your people, tell your uncle, tell your uncle, tell your cousin, tell your baby mama, tell your side chick, your side dude, tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? We really want to get this thing out there. We really want to see how far we can take this, man. This has been a dream of ours for a long time, and we want y'all to be along for the ride, man. As always, I'm your boy Cory. That's TJ, man, and we'll see you next time, man. Peace.
Peace.